Let's go! How we doing? Yes! Previously on KIMBA TV. And how many of you guys are looking at Bitcoin, you know, pumping all the way from 80, 90, 100, about to break all-time high, and you're thinking to yourself, fuck, dude, I can't believe I missed that blank long. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys are ready for an operational juicy juice. I hope you guys are ready for a generational juicy juice. We've got some chances to make good money, I think, this year. Really good money. And it all depends on if you believe in altcoins, if you believe in rate cuts, and why those two things are related to each other. Happy Tuesday, Bugatti boys! And girls, and girls. Any questions, ladies and gentlemen? Wandu says, do you expect further downside, or is the bounce from the value area low, the local bottom? Wandu, what I would do if I were you is watch yesterday's stream. And pay attention to when I say, if this happens, it's bullish. And if this happens, it's bearish. And I want you to write that down. So the next time you have a question like that, you go back to certain protocols. Like, I want you to have a certain protocol, Wandu. Above here, bullish. Below here, bearish. Alrighty, but I want you to go back to yesterday's stream and listen to what my trigger point was. All right, Wandu, it's all in there. So try to make sure, and if anything, if you were here yesterday and you missed all of that, try to figure out ways that you can have protocols yourself. What would make you bullish? What would make you bearish? I will throw out a couple things for you. First things first, previous day value. All right, so is value above or below? And how is price reacting to that value? The next thing would be volume-based levels, like value area high on value, TPO, right? Obviously, the value area high, value area low session base is going to be a TPO level. So I'm talking about straight fixed range volume profile. So stuff like this. And then and then VWAP would be something like that too. And then last but not least, mathematical based levels. Okay, so if we go from here to here, you see what we're doing right now? So even if you weren't in a long or a short, just doing that gives you where you might want to chase a long, where you might want to take a new short. So always have volume-based levels, time-based levels, and mathematical-based levels. All right, if you have all of these figured out, you really shouldn't be getting surprised. Okay, and if it is surprising you, then try to figure out what you don't know and just master that. All right, but every day, you don't want to just show up and stare at the charts. You need to have some sort of measurable progression. You know, if you were going to go to school, a teacher would say, all right, we're going to do this chapter today, right? You need to have that kind of progression. You need to learn something new every day, right? And then if you were going to go to school for this, you would have a quiz every Friday, right? So make sure that you keep yourself accountable and you're measuring your progress. So sounds good? Let me know if you have any questions. Shay's Anatomy says, good morning, Kimba-sama. Getting caught up should take 8 to 9 minutes. Yeah, we actually just went over it, but nothing has really changed since Friday. This is above VWAP is bullish. There you go, Wandu. And obviously, make sure you have a smaller frame, a medium time frame, and a higher time frame plan. Gucci Romo says, I'm thinking we close RTH gap in 10 today. Probably not. Wandu says, I just wanted to know if you're still waiting for the green line. Wandu, You're still not getting it. I don't wait for anything, Juan. I say this write this down, Juan, dude, because I say this every day, multiple times a day. I don't wait for anything. I don't expect anything. I'm prepared. So I'm prepared if it pumps, if it dumps. I don't wait or expect for anything. And in fact, I do the opposite. I think if you're waiting or expecting, you already have a subconscious bias that's going to fuck you up. You know, what I end up doing, Wandu, is something like, I'm not bullish until we go down there. That would be incorrect, right? So as long as you don't have like these weird mind games, a lot of people will like start to assume and start jumping to conclusions. As long as you're not going to do anything like that, you're okay. But you need to be prepared if it pumps, and you need to be prepared if it dumps. And that's what my goal is. But I'm not waiting or anything. I'm not expecting anything. Wandu, if you do that, you're going to miss out on longs a lot. Because thinking that you're always going to be able to get filled where you want is completely mistaken. In fact, 90% of the trades you're going to need to get in on, it's not going to fill you where you want. Does that make sense, Wandu? So don't wait for anything. Expect the unexpected. Be prepared for anything. And if something happens and you go, what the fuck was that? That means that you weren't prepared. And that's what you should concern yourself with. Don't ever get got.
One thing my trainer, he told
right?
me,
Like for me,
said,
none of this is surprising.
he just told us to be
It
prepared.
bounced off of the blue line. Didn't we say that we needed to break through the blue line and do a bearish retest? We bounced off of blue line. If we're going to bounce off of the blue line, what does it need to do to be able to make a higher high? It needs to turn golden pocket into support. So, right now we're going to see a 7.5 to 0.5 rotation. Maybe we already saw it. Do you want to give yourself a 30-minute candle close? Do you want to wait for 15 minutes? What does OI look like? But for me, nothing has changed. Yeah, and like that's totally expected within the stand. Like this is let's say that everybody knows what a standard deviation, standard distribution is, right? Like a bell curve, right? These are all the possibilities of price action that can happen. You don't really need to worry about these outliers, okay? But these are all the different possibilities, of outcomes that can happen. From here to here is normal. It's like here. If this is the center, if this is the most probable thing that can happen, this to this is like this guy. Like very probable. So you can't get caught off guard on something like that. And what would be really weird is to be like, oh, it's mega bullish. Oh, it's mega bearish. This is normal. Yeah, for me, as long as we're above 106, we're going to go to all-time highs. Right, Wandu? Have you been here long enough to understand that? About what I think about all of this? As long we stay above 106, 104, 105, we've got a chance for all-time high. That has never changed. So if it dumps, I would like to long. But if it doesn't do that, that's okay. That doesn't change anything for me. Make sense? Try to really listen to the smaller time frame, medium time frame, higher time frame plan. So, as long as we stay above where I want to stay above, we're good. Nothing has changed for me. If it goes to 106, I'll take a long. If it doesn't, no big deal. We have so many longs already. Let me know if you have any questions. But yeah, we're going to, as long as we stay above 106, we should be able to get all-time high, 105. Smart Stark says, I understand most terms you use now, but still working on how to execute. Nice. Just keep asking. Brother, just keep asking, And you'll be able to figure it out soon enough. Very, very simple what we're doing, brother. Le Big says, what time frame other than 30-minute and 5-minute do you use? 8-hour, daily, 6-hour, 4-hour, 1 hour, pretty much all of them, Le Big. And don't forget about what we talked about last week, which is understanding that time-based candles are fine, right? So like every 30 minutes, there's a new candle. But there's a big, there's value in using volume-based candles. You're going to start to use volume-based candles, Le Big. All right. So instead of every 30 minutes having a new candle, it'll be every $30 million worth of volume, every 50 million worth of volume, every 10 million worth of volume. And then your CVD divergences are going to become a little bit better to see. So yeah, I mean, nothing has really changed since Friday. I think some of you guys are overcomplicating a little bit. Nothing has changed since Friday. Some of y'all are getting got. Zero Sum is asking, Kimba, are you holding on to that ES short? Yup. Yeah. Did you hear my explanation for it on Sunday when CME opened? And yesterday as well. It's not that I'm like mega bearish. I think that level gets cleaned. And I really want to, not really want, but I'm interested in longing there. Just like how I'm interested in longing Bitcoin at 106. So yeah, nothing has changed, my guy. I'm going to see, obviously like some things that could make this bullish is what? Whole golden pocket. VWAP. I mean, that's golden poquito right there. Look at that. So I'm going to be watching for that. I'm going to be watching for same thing for Biddy. If Biddy holds value area high in VWAP, and if S&P wants to hold golden pocket, then it's going to try to make a higher high. Yeah, what I'm waiting for is, even if it bounces off of the golden pocket, that's okay, right? What I want is this. Isn't that crazy? That's what I want. You know what it is. It's the same shit every time, isn't it? Zero sum. So even if it bounces off the golden pocket, that's okay. It can't make a higher high, right? Ideally, it gets rejected at the golden pocket of this swing high, swing low, and then it shoots through. So, but if this continues to hold, then it is bullish. So, and instead of this set of blue lines, this becomes the level of interest. So yeah, let's see. But I'm really interested in longing this, just like how I'm interested in longing 106 on Bitcoin. ID a level, right? So we might say, oh shit, this is a good level, right? And then we're going to maybe look at the guidance, okay? It's a bear div, okay? So that's one reason to try to take a short. Okay, and you want to line up like that so you have a reason. Okay, you might say, "Oh shit, where's it going?" Retrace. Then you say, "Oh shit, where's the next place that it should go to?" If it really was bullish, it would turn that into support. It lost the 0.5. So now all the bullish edge that you have is gone. Doesn't mean it's bearish, but all this bullish edge has now been reset basically. And you're pretty much back at the point of control, the volume node. Off its own golden pocket, and when it went to the 382. It has to turn the 0.5 into support. Pixel and coincidence enough, the 0.5 lines up right on the yellow line. Some people might be like, well, there is no bull div, so you can't long that. But that's it, Colin. So I'm excited to have you here for the next 3 months. Are you locked in? Samurai says, this is the first time noticing that there is only one tooth in the KIMBA line emoji because of that face. If you making that face, you only got one tooth. Okay, so this is basically open interest. Price, okay? Open interest going up, open interest, or price going up, open interest going up. Do you know what this means? Open interest going up means that positions are opening. Okay? Open interest going up means that positions are opening. So if price is going up and open interest is going up, that means longs are opening. This is bullish. Okay? If price is going up and open down, what would that mean? If open interest going up means positions are open, and if open interest going down should mean what? Positions closing. So if the price is going up, but open is going down, that most likely means that shorts are getting squeezed. This is not bullish. Price going down. Open interest going up. So what does open interest going up mean? Who was the guy that asked me this again? Silver Wolf. Open interest going up means what? Do you understand that open interest going up means that positions are opening and prices going down, which means this is bearish. It means shorts are opening. Okay? If price is going down and open interest is going down, that means that this is not what? What would this be? Not bearish. This is longs getting stopped out. So that's what you're looking at with this. You with me so far? When I say open interest is going up or down, you want to read the open interest delta. Silver Wolf says, okay, yes. Okay. Now, what I want you to do is go to Coinalyze. What you need to be able to understand is, so what you're going to notice is open interest and price for CME. What you need to be able to do is start comparing and contrasting when different exchanges are doing different things. Okay? So when you're first starting out, you're looking at one thing at a time. You're looking at Binance or you're looking at Bybit, and you're saying to yourself, okay, on Bybit for BTC USD, okay, the open interest is doing this. But for Bybit BTC USDT, it's doing something like this. While Bybit BTC USDT is doing this, Binance open interest is doing this. And while all the derivative exchanges open interest is doing this, CME open interest is actually doing this. So you need to not only be able to tell from the most basic level what the exchange pair is doing, but then you need to be able to zoom in and zoom out and start understanding the bigger picture. And this becomes pattern recognition. Okay? And you have different pairs, like you have Bybit, BTC, USD. You have Bybit, BTC, USDT. You have Binance, BTC, USDT. You might have BTC, USDC somewhere. You will have BitGet, BTC, USDT. Who else has USD? Kraken and Coinbase, they have BTC, USD. Okay, and you need to start understanding the bigger picture. Silver Wolf. And what I would recommend that you do after you master this is you go to the Coinalyze stuff. This is aggregated open interest, right? So that means that it's combining all the different exchanges. So you can go to that, you can go to settings, and you can start to toggle each one on or off. Okay, and you're gonna notice this is one of the reasons why we look at Binance is when you take one off, you're gonna notice that one will have a significant impact on the chart than the others. You see how when I take this off, it moves big, but all the other ones, they don't really have that big of an impact. You see how Bybit, it changed, look at this. And being able to recognize, whoa, there's something wrong, like not wrong, but there's clearly a difference in open interest on coin margin contracts between Bybit and Binance. And again, it's that pattern recognition to be able to say, okay, when Binance is getting into a lot of shorts, but Bybit is getting into a lot of longs, and this guy has a CVD divergence, this is what's most likely to happen. Okay, Silverwolf, check this out. Have you ever noticed like these types of posts on Twitter? $50 million got minted at the USDT treasury, or $100 million moved to Binance, or 50,000 ETH moved into this exchange, or 10,000 Bitcoin moved to this exchange. You ever seen shit like that? Did you know that you can figure out if it went to a spot wallet or a derivative wallet? Did you know that? So that's crypto quant. That's one of the tools that I use. It's in the tools page, but you can figure out if it goes to spot or derivative. Okay. Now check this out. If the coin itself, ETH, XRP, Solana, Bitcoin, right? If the coin itself goes to spot, okay, that is bearish. Do you understand? Because the only thing that you can do on a spot exchange is you can buy or you can sell, and you can't buy with another coin. So if you ever see 50,000 Bitcoin, 50,000 ETH, 100,000 Sol going into a spot exchange, it's bearish. On the flip side, if you ever notice stable coin inflow going into spot, it's bullish. The only thing that you can do is buy or sell. Okay? So if any coins, whether it's the actual coin itself or stable coins, goes into spot, it's easy to tell if it's bullish or bearish, right? Now, what happens if they move it to a derivative exchange? Well, what would you do? You would start to look at open interest, right? Because you can tell when people start using that as collateral, aka margin, to open leverage positions. So let's say you notice $50 million going into Binance or Bybit derivatives, okay? You can stare at that chart and you can wait to see when the open interest goes up. That's when you know they're starting to use that money, okay? Now, I want you to see if you can follow along with me. Do you know the difference between BTC USDT Do you know the difference? This is coin margined. This is stable coin margined. So if you deposit Bitcoin into your exchange and you use that as your margin and you leverage that, you have coined margined contracts. It makes sense, right? Your coin is the margin. It makes sense, right? If you deposit stable coin and you enter a long, your stable coin is what you're using as the margin. It makes sense, right? So, do you know what market makers love to do? Market makers love to get into longs using coin margined contracts. Do you know why? Because when you TP a long using coin margin contracts, do you know that you get BTC? Market makers will get into longs using coin margin contracts because when they TP their long here, they get the coin. They get Bitcoin right there. That's what they get for their profit, right? And you know what they do? They take that over to spot and then they dump it. Does that make sense? So usually when you see like a scam pump, more often than not, you're going to see it on coin margined contracts because of this little goofy goof they like to do. And we've seen this dozens and hundreds of times, and this is just a good example of how you can combine pattern recognition, data, and observations to figure out what kind of edge you have. Did that make sense? It's a combination of data, historical pattern recognitions, and math. So that's what this is showing you. That's what this is showing you. It's showing you open interest delta. It's showing you open interest for net longs, net shorts, and CVD. But so sometimes you might see, stable coins, pushing shorts. So, if you see, like Bybit, hidden bull div longing on coin margin contracts, it has a higher chance of working out than say if it was on Bybit BTC USDT. And these are all just, games of probability that you can use. So these are all things that we've seen together hundreds of times, and that's what you want to do. You want to try to spot patterns. You want to be able to read data correctly. You want to be able to understand what the fuck these data points actually mean. And that's it. The only level of support that we have in this whole bitch is settlement and value area low. Okay? CME cleaned the bad lows. CME already cleaned the bad lows. Derivatives and Coinbase have not. Okay? So this is the low for derivatives, right? It didn't clean. That's the only thing you have to know. Okay, derivatives and Coinbase spot did not clean. CME did. Okay, so I think you've been around long enough to know what the probability is, especially during something like Macaulay. Okay, but that is just an observation. We don't really need to do it. Okay, so settlement should be support. Losing settlement, you're fucked. Losing settlement, it's gonna go lower than where CME cleaned. Okay? If you get above the previous high, you are now shifting and changing structure, and for the first time, you would actually be looking bullish in the last 10 days. Not 10 days, last 6 days. All right? So that's basically what you're looking at, Mighty T, man. I still think the 106 area is possible. It would only be possible if you lose settlement. And really, I've just been staring at S&P, dude, to be honest. I think this is going to get lost. And I'm trying to see if that's what happens. I'm not like bearish on S&P, even though we have shorts. I really want to see if I can long that. And then that's also the exact same confluence as the long that we just talked about on Bitcoin. So nothing really has changed for me anyways since Friday, my guy. Okay. Obviously on higher time frame, I'm bullish, right? If we're above 104, 105, 106, I'm bullish, right? You know that. If we go to 106 or 105 or 104, as long as the hidden CVD bull div that is there, I'm taking it. So Ronnie says, what does that settlement level mean? Ronnie, I want you to rewind the stream and get caught up. Okay. And I gave a breakdown of if you hear something and if it's simple enough, I want to see if you can go and Google it or YouTube on your own instead of just knee-jerk reacting and asking me what it is. Because are you satisfied with a 30-second answer, or you don't want somebody else to watch that 34-minute video and learn more about it than you? Settlement is the previous day close. But I don't know if you're okay with just a 5-second answer, or if you want to actually know as much as somebody else that's going to go and watch that YouTube video. But it's up to you. But it's previous day close, basically. It's where it's settled, okay? Hey, longers, I'm rooting for you. Shorters, I'm rooting for you. Bulls, Bears, we're all Lions. A little bit of a shorter stream today, but tomorrow I'll be here all day. We'll make it up and just do like a $7,000, $8,000, $9,000 BLOFIN giveaway. Exclamation BLOFIN. We have a WEEX giveaway coming up. We have a KCEX giveaway coming up. We have a BTCC giveaway coming up. Just make sure you're signed up on all the exchanges. We're going to give away a hell of a lot of money. So exclamation giveaway, exclamation BLOFIN. You guys are the best. Have a great day. Don't go nowhere. Houston is taking over, and I might pop in later tonight for a little late night surprise KIMBA After Dark stream. If you guys are down.